Mets, they take game 2, 7-3 win. They tie the series up, going back to New York, tied with three consecutive games in New York. That's huge for the Mets. They need it today. If they lost today, they probably would have been done for the series. Let's be real. Going down 2-0 against a team like the LA Dodgers, that just would not be good. Would not be good. But they did exactly what they needed. Sean Manaea did just enough. 5 innings, only 2 hits allowed, 7 strikeouts across those 5 innings. He dominated Shohei Ohtani, controlled the top of the order for of the Dodgers, which is exactly what the Mets needed out of Sean Manaea. And the Mets needed to bounce back. They needed to bounce back early specifically, and they did just that. Francisco Lindor, the first at-bat of the game, he set the tone, not only with the home run, but he had such a long at-bat, went so deep into the count, and then hits the ball over the wall. Really set the tone right there. And then Vientos, big second inning for the Mets, and nobody has been hotter than Mark Vientos all playoffs. He's batting .378 with a .410 on base percentage, a .676 slugging percentage, so an OPS well over 1,000. Hits his 3rd postseason home run in his first postseason ever. Just 24 years old. Mets got a good one in Mark Vientos for sure. We talk about it a lot, so I'm not going to talk about Vientos too much becoming a star. We're here to talk the Game 2 victory in these next 3 games, because being in New York, being in Citi Field with that ruckus crowd, all the Mets needed to do was take 1 out of these 2 games in LA, and they did the job. Carlos Mendoza, he looks like a genius. Sean Manaea vindicated his decision to go with Kodai Senga in game 1, because now he looks like a genius. I mean, let's be real. Sean Manaea goes game 1 and we lose. Do we win today? Sean Manaea played stopper today. He dominated. Only 2 hits allowed. Shohei Ohtani couldn't touch him. The best hitter in baseball. Nope, couldn't touch him. Ohtani today, 2 strikeouts, 0 for 3. Mookie Betts, 0 for 4. Freddie Freeman, 0 for 5. So those 3 guys that killed us yesterday combined for 5 RBIs, silent today, thanks to Sean Manaea. And I'd say a decent game out of the bullpen. Not exactly what you want to see, but I mean, at the end of the day, they did their job. The bullpen didn't let up a single run. A little shaky in some areas. I mean, Stanek, we had to pull him because he couldn't find the strike zone at points. Matten couldn't find the strike zone. He had 2 walks. Stanek had a walk. Diaz had a walk. So the control has been a problem, it feels like, for the Mets these first 2 games, especially Kodai Senga yesterday. David Peterson, he wasn't locating the ball very well. Probably the worst he did all year yesterday, actually. But Manaea, I mean, we said it last night on the post-game pod. The Mets need him big time. Most important start of his career, most important game in probably the last decade for the Mets. And like I said before, they lose this game, they're out of the series completely. Going down 2-0 against a team like the Los Angeles Dodgers, that would be hard to overcome. And Manaea did his job. The Mets did their job. I mean, putting up a 5 spot in the 2nd inning thanks to a Mark Vientos Grand Slam. Tyrone Taylor, clutch as well. Nice RBI single for him as well. So really, the Mets did a great job collectively. The offense really stepped up. They stepped up, broke that scoreless inning streak that the Dodgers had, I think, for like what? It was like, how long was it? I think about 30 plus innings almost that the Dodgers had that scoreless inning streak, but we broke that up thanks to Lindor's leadoff home run. And like I said, even without the home run, Lindor had a great first at bat, going deep in the count and then putting the ball over the wall, really set the tone for the Mets. And then Manaea, he shoved Diaz. I mean, he locked us down at the end with the save, struck out 3 batters against the Dodgers. So a big game for Diaz. He really stepped it up today. And then you just got to like what you see collectively out of everybody in this Mets offense, except for one guy right now, and that's Francisco Alvarez. And the Mets seriously got to ask themselves, do we want Francisco Alvarez starting behind the dish? What is it, Wednesday night now? Do they want him starting behind the dish, or do we want to see Louis Torrens? Because it's a serious question they got to ask. Francisco Alvarez, heading into today in the postseason, he was hitting 172. Now he's dropped after an 0 for 3 performance. He's batting 156, an on-base percentage of 182, a slugging percentage of 156. Alvarez has 1 hit in the entire postseason. He has 5 hits, actually, in the entire postseason. But how many at-bats? 32 at-bats. So Not looking good for Francisco Alvarez. And even in the regular season, he was not himself. And I know the injuries did play a role in that, but he just didn't have a good regular season in 99 games, only 11 home runs, 237 batting average, an OPS of 709. I mean, compared to his rookie season in 123 games, he had 25 home runs, had an OPS of 721, batting average of 209 in 2023. So the batting average you'd love to see spike up even in that rookie year when he had his better year. But, Alvarez, you really got to ask yourself, do you want him starting on Wednesday night? And I know you can make a case, yes, Francisco Alvarez with one swing of the bat, he could change the game at any moment. But, I mean, he's been a dud in this lineup. It's almost like he's an automatic out. And he's almost like he's swinging at everything, too. And when you got guys like Lindor, you got guys like Mark Vientos, Pete Alonso with another base knock today, continuing his hot postseason. You got those guys providing you with that run production. Francisco Alvarez, he's not supposed to be the 9 hitter, but they have to make him the 9 hitter because that's really the only spot they can put him in the lineup. I mean, ideally, you want Francisco Alvarez right up there with Mark Vientos at the top of the order. He's got the pop. He's got the potential. He's just not showing it. And, it's not the regular season. It's the playoffs. It's not even early playoffs. It is the NLCS. We are 3 wins away from going to a World Series. And Francisco Alvarez is just not producing. So the Mets need to have a serious conversation with that management team because Louis Torrens might be the better option. He might just be. And I get it, Alvarez, the pop that he has, the potential he has to put a ball over the wall at any given moment. I can understand the case why you want him batting ninth, but at the same time, he's been a dud. A dud. On base percentage below 200. I mean, that's just bad. That is just bad, man. I mean, and he's not even doing little things. He's not even doing little things to help us out. I mean, he threw out Ohtani yesterday, but outside of that, a few pass balls yesterday that cost us. I know there's a lot of things that cost us yesterday, so you can't really just put the game on one guy specifically. Just like, a lot of people are putting Jesse Winker's stupid base running decision. You can't do that either. Because, yes, it cost them the game, but so did Kodai Senga going out in the second inning. That was Carlos Mendoza. Kodai Senga himself, all over the strike zone. That's Kodai Senga. The game was really collectively on everybody. I mean, the Mets lineup, you want to put the game on Jesse Winker, who's the only one who could really hit yesterday. So the only one who didn't hit today was Francisco Alvarez, and he's been the only one really who hasn't hit all postseason. Because even if Starlin Marte, perfect example right now. He's batting .241 in the postseason right now, and he's had clutch hits. And today he went off 3 for 5 today. Jesse Winker, another great performance, 1 for 3. He's been a stud this postseason, hitting .267, slugging percentage of .600, on base percentage of .476. So anybody calling for Jeff McNeil to go in Jesse Winker's spot as a left-handed bat is stupid. Stupid. I could see McNeil, maybe you plug him in, gave Iglesias a day off, but even Iglesias today, 1 for 5 today and all season long. I mean, do you really want Iglesias out of the lineup? In 83 games this year, he hit .341 with an OPS of .843. So now we're going from Alvarez, who we need to, verdict on that for me, pull Alvarez out of the starting lineup, put Louis Torrens in, and then we're going on to the conversation of Jeff McNeil right now. You cannot plug Jeff McNeil in the lineup for anybody right now, in my opinion. If he caught, boom, you put him in for Francisco Alvarez because he ain't hitting. But unfortunately, Jeff McNeil can't catch. So McNeil, sorry, you got to come off the bench as a pinch hitter. I'd love to have McNeil a part of this run for the Mets. He's been a part of the Mets for so goddamn long, but at the same time, where are you going to plug him in? I know Iglesias was struggling all postseason, but he's also done a lot of little things right for the Mets. So, and you like his veteran presence in that lineup. And you're not taking him out for Jesse Winker because Jesse Winker has been our best left-handed bat. Well, our best real left-handed bat. Our best left-handed bat is really Francisco Lindor, but he's a switch. So, keep Winker in there. Take Alvarez out. That's really the only change I'd make lineup-wise for the Mets. Wednesday, we got Luis Severino, game 3. Probably going to be facing Walker Buehler. Mets got the next 3 games at home. So if we can take 2 out of 3 of these games, you got to like where we're at. We'll have a 3-2 lead going back to LA. maybe get it done in 6, maybe get it done in 7. But after tonight, you definitely like where the Mets are at, tied 1-1 with the Los Angeles Dodgers in the NLCS. What a run it's been, but it's not over until we get the job done. And the job that should be done is a World Series, because I'm sick and tired of people counting the Mets out, calling them underdogs. Yes, they are underdogs. But at the same time, they've been the hottest team in baseball since June. They showed it today. Their offense woke up. Sean Manaea, he played the stopper. Bullpen was great. Keep it up, Mets. 3 games at Citi Field. Got to take 2 out of those 3. Go back to LA with a 3-2 lead. And let's get the job done in 6. But you know what? If it takes 7, I wouldn't be surprised, because the Dodgers, I mean, they were the best team in baseball for a reason. They got 3 MVPs sitting at the top of that lineup. But Sean Manaea, he really controlled them today. That's what got the job done. Severino needs to do the same thing Wednesday night. Quintana probably going game 4. He needs to do the same thing Thursday. And whoever we throw in game 5, whether it's definitely not Kodai Senga, I pray to God it is not Kodai Senga. Maybe it's David Peterson, but he looked rough in his outing in game 1. It's a roll of the dice for game 5. Who knows? Maybe Sean Manaea. Maybe you really got to consider game 5, putting Sean Manaea on the bump, I think, for a short rest. But that's a conversation for another day this week. Let's go Mets. Big win. If you're a Jets fan, hopefully we can get 2 big wins from our teams tonight. Let's go Jets. They got a chance to take first place over the Bills. But more importantly, Mets going back to New York with the series tied. Let's take 2 out of those 3, and let's go to the freaking World Series. Make it happen, Mets. That's what they are. They're the make it happen Mets. Yankees also game 1 tonight. ALCS starting in a few minutes, so make sure you watch out for that. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow on the pod as well. All right, let's go Mets, guys. Deuces. Oh, let's get to the comments. What's up, Yuki? That they did. Love the support, man. Love the support. All right, man. I'm out of here, though. I'll see you guys.